Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to start finishing the governor. The first thing we got to do, I'll just take that out of the way. In there, they call it a governor cylinder. We got to make that and screw it into there on the inside of there. So let's find a bit of bar. Right, I got a bit of 9/16 round bronze in here. I've got to turn that down to 7/16 first. Then I put a 7/16 thread on the end so far. Then I got to drill a 5/16 home reamed, 5/16 home through there, and then drill 6 holes, which I'll do that in the milling machine. Put it back in the lathe and part it off. Right, so let's get going. Just have a measure of that. What we're after is 437.5 thou. Yeah, a little bit more yet. 35. Measure that again. Oh, look too foul, too foul. Yeah. Measure. Oh, half a foul under, that'll do. Lovely. Right. Next thing, I'm going to put a thread on, and it has to be, there's not much of a thread, 3/16 long from the end. So I'll just find the die. Right, I got a 7/16 die in the tailstop there. I've also blackened and marked a 3/16 hole from the end, a line from the end. So I'll just get this thread on. I just carefully lovely. Move that out of the way. Nice bit of thread there. Now I'm going to drill and ream 5/16 hole. So I'll just get the drill set up. Right, I've got a centre drill in there. I'm just going to put that in. Just change the drill. I'll just put the next drill in. Right, I've got a 1964 drill in there. I've already actually drilled it. I'm going to drill it a little bit deeper to allow for the reamer. That's a 64 under 5/16. Right, now I'll just get the reamer. I'm just reaming this out now, 5/16. Beautiful. Now I'm going to transfer this to the milling machine and drill my 6 holes. Right, I got this centered in the milling machine, and I've made a mark there which is the center of the hole. So what I'll do is I'll drill the center drill, then drill right through with an 1/8 hole, and then twice more. I'll turn that twice, so I'll end up with 6 holes. Let's get going. Right. That's the centre. Then I've got an 8th drill, which I'm going to swap over. Right, that's one. I'll just turn this over and using the edge of the... Right, so I've got to go... Is that right? There. There. I use the edge of this ring, it's giving me the hole in the same place. Right, I'll just do the other 2 holes. You don't need me to film all of that. Right, so that's the 6 holes. Right, next thing, I'll mount that back in the lathe and part that off. Then we can screw this in the cylinder head. Got it mounted back in the lathe. I'm going to part that off there. Right, so there it is. Let's screw that into the cylinder head. There we are. Lovely. That's that little bit made. Right, so the next bit we got to make is that bit there. Now I think it's bigger down there. Let's have a look. There we are. And this screws into the bottom of the governor casting. So that's the next bit we got to make. So that is 5/16 overall diameter there, which then that fits into the part we've just made. And then we'll work our way up. So this piece first and then the nut. Right, so I've got a bit of 5/16 round in the chuck, so I've got to turn this down to 1/4 inch diameter by 3/8 of an inch long, thread it and then drill a 3/32 inch diameter hole through it and then part it off. 9.5. This will be the last cut. Right, we'll just measure that. Ooh, 1.5 below. Oh, that'll be alright. That's lovely. Right, the next thing, I've got to put a thread on there. Yeah. Got to put a thread on there about 1/4 inch long. So I'll just sort out the die. Right, that's the thread done. Next thing, I've got to drill a hole through it. 332. I'll just find the drill. Right, I'm just going to put a centre drill in there. Right, I've just changed the drill. Right, that's that. Next thing is to part it off. Right, there we are. I'll just deburr that. Right, there we are. That's the bit all deburred, tiddly little things. That will then go in the base of the governor from the underside. Next thing, we've got to make the nut that will screw on the top of that. I'll just find some bar. Right, I've got a bit of hex bar, the right size, 5/16 across the flats, as to the drawing there. So I've got to do a 332 bore hole through there, and drill it out for the 1/4 inch thread in there, and then part it off. Easy, tiddly little fiddly things. Right, so let's get going. I'll just face the end off. nicely. Now I'm going to stick a centre drill in there. Now I'm going to just stick the drill in there. That's drilled right through. Now I've got to drill out the hole to tap it. I'll just find the drill. That's the whole drill for tapping. You notice I got a bit of tape on there. I had a little bit of wiggle room to go a little bit deeper, but we'll see how we get on. Now just find the tap. Right, that's it. I think what I'll do is I'll just grind that point off a little bit so I can go in the hole a bit further. I've just ground the point off a little bit. There we are. That should go in just a little bit further. Yeah, there we are. It's not much, but it makes all the difference. Right, that's it. Yeah. Right, now all I've got to do is part that off. Just get the parting tool. I'll just deburr that. Right, there's the little nut. That will screw on when that is soft soldered in the base of the governor. That will be on the other side. There we are. Lovely. Now on with the next part. Right, the next bit we're going to make is the governor piston. So I've got my 5/16 diameter bar in the chuck. So I have to bore Well, that nut bit that screws in, or the screws in there, has got an 8th bore, so I take it that'll be an 8th hole down the bottom end there. So I'll drill that 1/8 first, and then drill for tapping the 1/4 inch thread inside. I'll just face off the end. Right, I'll just sort out center drill. Right, I'll just find a 1/8 drill. Enough. Next thing, I've got to drill for tapping it with the 1/4 inch tap. Right, so I'm going to drill that to the edge of that tape look. Right, I may just try and find a milling cutter to flatten the bottom of the hole. Right, I've got a milling cutter just to flatten the bottom of the hole. Beautiful. Right, that's now ready for tapping. I'll just get the taps. Right, that's it. I'd already put the first and second taps down there if you wondered. Right, so that's threaded. Now all I've got to do is part that off. So I'll just sort out the parting tool. That. Right, there's that little bit, and there's the cylinder which goes in the cylinder head, and then this will fit inside there. Look, it's a good fit. Next we've got to make the part that screws into that we just made. I'll just sort out some bar. Right, that's the bit we're making next. They're calling it the retaining ring. Because you have this shaft goes in there, look. And that part slips down on there. When that's done up tight, and it's got to be below the surface, there should be a little bit of play. Right, so let's get that done then. Got a bit of bar there. I'll just face off the end. I'll just swap the blooming tool bits. Right. Right, I'll just get the centre drill in there. Right, I'll just get the 8th drill. Right. It's deep enough. Next thing now I've got to do is put a thread on the outside. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that's more than enough. Right, let's just try that in there. Oh, that's good. Right. I can now part that off to the right length, which I think on the drawing is 5/16. No, it's 1/4. Right. So just sort out the parting tool. Right, I'll just deburr that wherever it is. Right, so there's this little fiddly little bit. Then that's got a screw in there. Lovely. And this piece, now, that'll have a shaft coming out of it. That then will fit in the cylinder. I'll just get it out of the head. That's in the cylinder head, and then this part will be inside there, and then the other part I've made, which will be in the base of the governor, when it's bolted onto the casting of the cylinder head, we'll cap that off. Lots of fiddly bits again. Right, I think the next bit I'm going to do, I'm going to sort out this shaft here. So I'll have to put a drill and tap a little hole in there for a grub screw, make a little wheel, pulley wheel here, which then will take the belt from there down to the pulley wheel in there. Right, so let's start that then. I think what I'll do is I'll make the little pulley wheel first. Right, so I'm going to make this pulley. So I've got to turn the end down to a 3/8 diameter to make a place there for a little grub screw. And those sides, that'll be 3/8. The actual pulley bit is 1/4 inch in between those side bits. So what I'll do is I'll turn that end down, then I'll move over and turn that middle bit down to a 1/2 inch, and then I'll find a ground cutter just to put that curve on it. So I've got a bit of bar in the chuck, so I'll just face the end off. Much better with a new tip on the tool. Right, and then I'll turn this down to 3/8 diameter by, there's no actual measurement on the drawing, so I'll go 1/4 inch. Right, we're just going to measure that. I've got my vernier set at 3/8, look. Still a little bit to go. Measure that. See if that'll slip on there. Ooh, a little bit more. To do it. Yeah, that'll do it. It's only a little bit bigger. That's fine. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is find a cutter to turn that middle bit down 1/4 inch wide by down to 1/2 inch. So I'll just sort out a cutter. Right, what I decided to do is use my parting off tool. Take that down to 1/2 inch and then move it along and do the other half. Measure that. Right, you want 500. 33 thou to go. Oh, spot on. Right, I'll just move the carriage over and take the other half off. Right, there we are. Lovely. Next thing I'm going to do now is bore the 3/16 hole through there. That will fit on the shaft. Right, that's that drilled. Next I've got to find a little cutter I can grind up to make the curve in there on the pulley. So let me get back to you. Managed to find a little bit of high-speed steel which I've just ground to a little curve. I've got that mounted, I've got the carriage bolted onto the so it won't move. I'm just going to carefully scrape in there. a little file and file that up, that'd be lovely. Right, before I part that off, I'm going to mount that in the milling machine and drill for a grub screw there. While I'm at it, I'll put a grub screw in the side of that bevel gear there. Right, I got that centered there. I'll just stick a center drill there. Right, now we'll put a tap in there. I'll put the second tap in. Now I'll put the third tap in. I'll just deburr that. Right, there's the little pulley. Start putting that little shaft together now. Right, so here are the parts. Start putting it together. I've got this shaft. I've put a little grub screw in there. I may have to get some shorter ones. Right, so let's put a little bit of oil on the shaft just to help it. Oops. There we go. Slide the shaft up through there. Oh, that's better. Right, let's get that little gear. Come on now. There we are. Right, let's tighten up that little grub screw. Where's my little Allen key? Yeah, it looks like I might have to get a shorter. Oh, you went round. I'll get it some shorter ones anyway. Right, now there's the little pulley wheel. I've also put a little flat on the shaft for the grub screw. Right, so there we are. And obviously that next gear. That's not the right size shaft on that, but there we are. Good. I'm happy with that so far. Right, I think that's a good start on finishing the governor. I'm happy with how things went. In the next video, I'll carry on with this shaft. There's some counterweight balls. See how we get on there. Thanks everyone for watching my videos. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, just click the thanks button. I'd appreciate that. So please subscribe to my channel and join me as I build a 2-inch scale Fowler Showman's traction engine.